Okay, so here we go on this is our second week of this series. And tonight we are talking about Earn While You Learn, a day in the life of the oily business. So actually this is our third one, of our 6-week series. And then next week we're going to have essential oils for pets. Very excited for that one. Then making the most of your makeup. And finally we'll talk about essential oils and CBD. So let's continue on with tonight's.
So tonight's class overview, we're going to have a little introduction. We're going to kind of just briefly cover what essential oils are for those completely new to this world. How do they work? And then why Young Living is so unique. And we'll talk a little bit about working together and what that process is, like Jade said, the day in the life of. A little bit about residual income. And then we'll talk about how we share what that looks like and how you can actually be rewarded for sharing something you fall in love with and it becomes so natural. And then we'll tell you a little bit about our raffle.
Okay, so thank you. I'm Jade Elmaleh, and I've been doing this business for about 3.5 years now. And I got started because my younger child, Sage, was 16 months at the time, and she had seizures. She actually wasn't well. She had fevers, and then that resulted in a febrile seizure. And I just learned sadly and quickly that we didn't have answers for everything, and we really never figured out what exactly happened and what exactly was wrong. But the only information I was left with was anytime she gets a fever, you need to treat it with Tylenol and Advil and alternate them. I did that while she was not well, and she didn't seem to be getting better. And so I started to research and learn about other things that I could use and incorporate. And so Young Living kind of fell in my lap, which was just such a blessing. And I learned all about it, got helped with how to use it. And then the next time she actually had a temperature, I was able to use essential oils. And I can proudly say, and very excitedly, that we have not used any drugs or medication in this house. She's never had a febrile seizure again. It was that one-time isolated event. And now we rarely go to the pediatrician for sickness, and we do everything preventatively and have seen the most huge change ever since integrating. So that is my story, and that is why I'm so passionate about it. From a business perspective, I wasn't looking for another business or another line of work to do. I actually am a sleep trainer, and I work with routines and babies, but this kind of worked. And I get asked all the time, what is good for my baby who's teething? What is good for, calming them down, to wind them down before sleep? And so it was very easy and natural for me to share and talk about Young Living and how it actually works. And it's helped so many families. So just a quick indication too, which is pretty exciting, but my team was about 500 people last year, and then now it has grown to 5,000, which is amazing. So that's like 5,000 homes that have oils in them. And that's anything and everything that you can also do that I never thought I would be doing. So that's my story.
I love your story. So Jade, my very close friend, she is the one who loved me enough to share this with me because she saw a need that I had, that my family had, and she offered a solution. And it was very natural, and it wasn't salesy, or I probably would have ignored her, even though I love her. And, I listened to her because I respect her, I love, and I trust her. And I tried the oils to help my children sleep. As she says, she's a sleep trainer, and I needed advice because I needed some sleep, as did my husband. And I used lavender, and lo and behold, a little miracle in a bottle. I was so excited about what had happened and how easily and pure it was and safe that I actually had to look further into what else is there. If lavender does this, what else do other things do? I come from a family of a lot of cancer and illness and sickness and chronic disease and so forth. And my mom was kind of the one to turn that point and start to look at natural remedies. And so she and I together have been on this wellness journey, and essential oils have just turned out to be exactly what we had been looking for, combined with all the other products that it offers to just clean our households so that we can supply for our families, her cats and my babies, my kids. So yeah. And as far as the business goes, I wasn't necessarily looking for anything. I actually have a full-time career, but something that you are so passionate about and you have truly see the benefits in just your overall health, wellness, especially emotional health and wellness. For me, as of the last 3 years, is just something that you can't help but want to share that with people, especially right now when I feel like that is such a big topic to discuss. So we're excited to be here and to share this with you, and we'll get started.
Okay, so we always bring it back to the basics because sometimes we talk to people who are brand new and they don't even know what essential oils are. So I'll go through this super quickly, but at least we can cover it. So essential oils are the lifeblood of a plant. Their job and purpose is to protect and strengthen the plant. Each one is a unique and volatile fluid. They're all adaptogenic, antiviral, antifungal, antiseptic, and antibacterial. They are extracted from different parts of the plant depending on which one is the most nutrient dense. So they can either come from the roots, the leaves, the barks, or the seeds. Young Living uses low heat and steam distillation or resin tapping to extract that. And they are tiny in size. So 1 drop of essential oil is 40 million trillion molecules, which is insane. So they are extremely concentrated, and basically they are 70 times stronger than the herbs that like you'd find in the garden.
And they work quickly. So they're so little, as Jade said, and that makes them very permeable very quickly. So 22 seconds, that molecule will reach the brain. We talked about in an earlier class last week about diffusing demystified. And it's truly how it goes in through your nose and up into your limbic system. And that's how it has such a quick and safe also effect. And we'll talk about that when we get to the quality. There you go.
Okay, so there are 3 methods of use with essential oils, and we follow the French method of using essential oils, which incorporates all 3 of these. So aromatic, topical, and internal. Aromatic would be using a diffuser and or just putting a drop of oil in your hands and making an aroma dome. Topical would be putting it into a roller bottle and be using it on ourselves topically. Usually that's for pain or for calming, for sleep support. I mean, so many reasons. And this is a good way to have your oils last a little longer. And then we do believe in internal use. Not all of the essential oils are made for use internally, but there are about 47 in our line, and they are called the Vitality range. So we can make capsules with these or use it in food and water.
So why Young Living? This was something I looked really hard about and I know Jade did the same and asked the questions, you know, is it organic? Is it what's in the earth? What's going on top of it? Like, what's the process? And that's something that we both really like the answers that we heard. It's something that's actually beyond organic. It actually, the soil needs to have, 25 years. Jade, actually, you explained this really well of how long it has to be actually clean. The soil has to have been cleaned for and free of pesticides to even consider planting in. And there's also a wonderful example of not just what's in the earth, but what's around it. What's the experience about? They're so transparent. That's why you can visit their farms. So they're only distilleries and farms you can actually open door policy and go into. Nothing to hide, which is beautiful and refreshing for the integrity of it. But there's that analogy of, or that story, an experiment rather, that I once learned of when you talk to a plant. There's 2 plants, and one plant you talk to negatively, and they're getting the same light and they're getting the same water. So the earth element is all the same. But you talk to this plant negatively, and you're not good to it. This one that was negatively talked to, and the energy was bad, and it just wasn't getting any love. It wilts, and it doesn't do what this one over here does, which is thrive and blossom. Well, Young Living carries that same philosophy into their farms and into their employees and so forth. And so what you're really getting is a quality beyond organic. That's what that means. And then the distillation process, they're not about, it's about purpose and people over profit, and it's about the earth. So they're going to distill it exactly the right time. Sometimes that's at the end of the life of the plant. Like sandalwood, and other times it's like at 2 a.m. specifically in this season. But they're going to those level of details. And again, it costs them more money to do so, but they're doing it right because they're thinking of us and the end process and result.
Okay, so Young Living, thank you for that. has their vision is to have a healthy home for each of us and a healthy world for all of us. And I love that. And that is truly my vision as well. That has become mine. So their mission is to enhance and empower lives around the world by sharing the unique benefits of nature's living energy essential oils. And then finally, their purpose is to empower the world with nature's living energy. So that is Young Living's vision, mission, and purpose. Then we have a program now, which is 1 year old, and they started this last year. It's called their 5x5 program, and it is their 5 key goals and 1 powerful pledge. So I won't get into all the details with you, but basically there is empower, achieve, reach, develop, and open. Essentially, they are starting to grow more and more. So there is a huge business potential for everyone and anyone who is wanting to get started. I have worked very much on South Africa, which was a new market that opened last year. And as I said, I think before I left, I had a team of 500, and now it's been 1 year and I have a team of 5,000, which is really exciting. So they are opening warehouses in countries, and they're opening 5 countries per year for the next 5 years. So that's a lot. The whole idea here is also to have no waste, to have 0 waste. That is the goal to have within 5 years as well. So this is a pretty awesome thing. I mean, this company is growing at such a rapid rate. So it's a really exciting time. And no, you haven't missed the boat if you're thinking that, because there's always room and there's always space for you. And I always tell people, believe it or not, it's not just for you to think about who you know in your circle. It's who you know that knows. I mean, that is just how this kind of branches out like a big tree. And I have friends in Switzerland, and I have friends in all over in England, in Australia, lots in South Africa, people asking about getting oils in United Arab Emirates. So it's nonstop, that there are lots of people who want to have oils in their homes. I was dealing with a girl in Cyprus. So yeah, it's nonstop, which is amazing, and it's endless. Okay, and then, we like to ask you, are you seeking something that is fun? It's natural, it's very exciting, it's brand new, it's empowering, community-driven, income-producing, and it's fulfilling. And just a quick note on brand new, this was actually something we had created like for South Africa, because what we mean with that is brand new in certain markets. And that is very exciting. It's a great time to think of a market that, may not be open yet, but it will open. So that's a great opportunity as well.
So the 7 essential values, whenever I assess a company, and I'm sure you're the same way, as I look at the mission, like we've already shared, but also look at the values. What are the values of what I'm using, essentially what I'm supporting or endorsing or sharing? And these are the 7 from Young Living. So it's focus on the members first. So it's all about, taking care of the people over profit. Embrace YL's or Young Living's products and lifestyle. Really the wellness, walking, talking, being aware of what's going in our body, being aware of how we're taking care of the earth, and so forth and so on, the ripple. Having a positive attitude that goes from the farmers, the people in the distilleries, to the people who we are all here, either customers or distributors and people sharing this. Exhibit personal integrity. That goes without explanation. Welcoming change. We live in a world, as you certainly discovered in 2020, that is changing by the minute, sometimes the second, it feels like. And we can pivot and adapt, or we can crumble and kind of curl up in a ball and never want to wake up in the morning. I don't know. But what's so beautiful is that we welcome that, we embrace it, because we know that we're equipped with the network of people, the company, and most importantly, I think a product that really helps you live and feel and better. Exercise good judgment. Again, it kind of goes back into integrity. Like, we're all about doing this together. We're about doing this the right way and about doing it transparently. And that is, that's seen from the farms all the way to, Jade and I, hopefully, right? Exercise, or I already said that, communicate effectively. So just being open, being honest, being transparent is what that means. And this is just the picture I loved of Jade when they were opening in South Africa. And you just see the team. You can see the togetherness. You can see the true bond that's created when you're doing something that you believe in and you're doing it with people that you believe in and trust.
Okay, so this was a good term that Lorianne can actually coin, earn while you learn. So we really believe in that. You don't have to be an expert at this, which is so awesome because there are so many people who've paved the way and who do know and they do have answers. I am learning stuff every single day, despite getting wonderful compliments from many people saying, "Oh my gosh, you know so much." Honestly, I'm always learning. I got the first question actually today about could you use oils to help this person's, like a transgender situation. I'd never even thought of oils to help with hormones and such because they don't actually want to use synthetic hormones. So it's amazing. It's mind-blowing, the different things that people think of and ask. And so it's awesome and an exciting opportunity to get to learn. So many of us stumbled into this business side by accident. That is so true for me. I really was not looking for anything, and we like to say that we are a team of unlikely suspects. So we started using essential oils, then fell in love with Young Living's safe, natural options for our families, and then couldn't help but tell others about our experiences. That is 1000% true. I got started, and something that the person who helped me, Stacy, to learn how to use some of the stuff and how to use everything safely, she just mentioned to me and said, "Hey, I know because you told me that $165 to get this kit was an investment for you guys. Well, if you love it and you want to share with someone else, you are going to make back $50 per kit that you share about because there's no middleman. So the company is thanking you for sharing about it." And right away, as I saw a success, that kind of stuck in my mind, but my intention was much more about helping my friends versus, "Oh, I want to make money from my friends." It was much more, "Oh my gosh, you guys, you have to have this." So I called up 2 friends who I already had a group with them when we have kids that are the same age. And I said, "You don't understand how amazing and powerful these oils are. Remember that whole thing that I had with Sage? Well, she's better. And this is what we're doing." Both of them got a kit that day. And again, my intention was never, "Oh, I want to make money from my friends." It was, "I'm so excited for you guys to experience this." So I've actually never, ever, ever paid for my oils in a month because it's just snowballed. And so people have shared with people have shared. And so, yeah, my oils that I order and all my products are essentially coming to me for free because I get a paycheck. Our team offers extensive resources to help you get started. No sales experience is required. And then most of us don't have huge networks or backgrounds in health and wellness either. So there are people and things to help with that. So we simply thrive on educating our family and friends by planting seeds about our own success stories. Truly, it just happens organically.
So I want to always address this, I'm not a salesperson because I am like the last person who likes to feel pushy or anything like that. Like it actually repulses me. And I know a lot of people who feel the same way. But as Jade said, when you're sharing a story, someone once told me that like people relate to stories. It's honest, it's transparent, it's real. That's all. It's authentic. And when you share that, it's going to resonate with someone and they're going to want it. Just like when you share your favorite movie or you share your favorite diaper brand if you have kids or whatnot. I don't know, you can imagine. And so that's really how that started. It was almost an accident. I shared it with my mom and she's like, about what was happening. She's like, "How do I get that?" Like it was complete accident. And so then she got one. I was like, "Oh, well, that was a lot easier than I even thought of it. Okay, let me keep sharing." And then like Jade said, it snowballs and it compounds. And we'll get to that when you'll see how that can compound and how that residual income can come into play, which is so beautiful. So social media, sharing your story. I had seen Jade share a story on social media very organically, very genuinely, or having her diffuser up or be making peppermint brownies or something with her kids that looked really neat. And, it piqued my curiosity and I wanted to ask her, what is that? Looks amazing. Or going to her house for a make and take, like where I got to experience to get my hands oily and make something really special for my friends and family for Christmas, all do it yourself style. That was completely natural and normal and fun. And so that is what that is meant to be about. And then we love this. Friends don't let friends buy essential oils from the grocery store. Guilty, done it before I knew better.
I'm guilty of that too. In fact, one of my essential oils that I got online was this lavender, and it was a big bottle and it had a dropper in it. And I thought, oh, what a good deal. This is only $7. But it's just something that you learn with time, that you really have to research and you really have to source and learn and become a label reader, so that you do actually get the right things in your home that actually work. So, okay, we say, living a life by your design. The best thing about this business side is that you really can work from anywhere. One girl who actually hit the rank of platinum last month ended up going to do a whole event yesterday, in this, in an area in South Africa, and then was like, you know what, I'm so close here to the game reserve, to like a safari. And so off she went to safari and just did work in the afternoon. And I think that's amazing. So no one needs to know even where you are, although of course we like to share that because that's pretty cool. So during these times, everyone has really been thriving to be able to just be home and continue working. And while the initial commitment will look different for everyone, that we can tell you for certain your day looks a whole lot better than a typical 9 to 5. That's true. One of the best things about this business is the freedom that it offers. You get to choose what hours you want to work and what ranks you want to pursue. You can also work from quite literally anywhere, which is true. A little more challenging at this time, obviously, but you get the idea. And it's customizable to your capacity. We found that if you're willing to put in the time, you really do and will go far.
And I love that. Like, it can intertwine in your life really simply. So let's do this the right way. This is something that I actually have experience with. But I think it's interesting because, there's so many network marketing companies out there, and not all of them are created equal. And so that's something that I took a hard look at when considering, am I going to put my name and my friends and my family, out there with this? Do I trust this enough? And I do, and I trust Jade a ton. And what was so beautiful is the startup cost. I mean, at the very worst case, I was going to have a sleeping child. I wasn't going to be sick very much. I was going to have better emotions and be happier, as was my husband, because I can put some peppermint or lemon or something in my diffuser before he was really knew of what it was, and make him happier. All the things. Same with my children, with tantrum throwing children. So at the very worst case, I was going to have this $165 experiment. So to me, it felt like, okay, cool. I can do that. And then what's so cool is that you have a referral link and you can just share that, and it just all happens for you. What else? Did I miss anything else, Jade, that you want to cover on this one?
No, just about placing, a monthly order of 100 PV, and I'm going to cover that properly. There's a difference between placing an order of 50 PV, which most people will do if they're going to be on Essential Rewards, which is our loyalty program. It's optional, but once you do decide, oh my gosh, I'm diving in, I want to actually do this business, then you will have a monthly spend of about $100. I say about, that's because PV, and we're going to cover these terms, equals product value. And with almost all things, 1 PV equals $1. And there's a difference between the minimum amount needed for Essential Rewards, the loyalty program, which is $50, versus committing and saying, I want to do this business. When you put in 100, it's going to encourage you to purchase some product outside of just what you and the family need. So you get to try new things. That means you get to experience that and speak from successes that you're going to have with those things. And then also you can count as a leg for somebody else. So that means that when they enroll people, they would actually help you and you help them. So you're committed, and then they can actually strategically place people under you. So you now are counting as a business leg for that person. So it kind of works hand in hand. And we like to say, cover your monthly costs by introducing 2 to 3 new people per month. And that is going to cover your starter kit that you purchased. And then as you go on, you just, 2 new people per month, and you're getting your stuff for free. So your oils get paid for at the very least.
Thank you, Jade. And I will say on the 100 at first, like that seemed like a lot. Once I realized all the products that I had options, and like replacing my soaps and replacing my shampoos and just substituting, like I actually ended up more than 100 because I was just swapping, or ditch and switching, we call it. So I just wasn't going to Target or ordering it on Amazon. So it was pretty natural.
Yeah, like transfer buying. So instead of going to Costco, you're actually spending the money and buying non-toxic products instead. Yeah.
Exactly. And that leads into this, exactly into this slide. You can see some of the examples there: toothpaste, chapstick, you know, the hand sanitizers. You know, my kids had those at then school, but now they have it for home. So it's very natural. And Jade, you've already explained well the difference between 50 and 100. So that's great.
Awesome. Okay, so the perks of Hello Essentials. So for those who don't know, Hello Essentials is actually our team name, but we represent and are distributors of Young Living and their products. They do a very good job of making their products, so I have no desire to make my own, but Hello Essentials is just the name of our team. This is our oily community. And so being a part of this team, you would get free oil education and business training in our Facebook groups. We have free WhatsApp support groups where we share recipes, testimonials, and oily tips. And of course, you can ask questions as well. They're interactive. We have these free weekly team Zoom meetings for mentorship, inspiration, education from your leaders. You get team graphics, workshop templates. So again, you do not have to be an expert. And we very much believe in duplication. So everything's been done. You do not need to reinvent the wheel. That is wasting time. And it's being done for you. And lucky for us, we have really good graphic designers who actually started our team. So our stuff is pretty. So there's free ongoing support and invitations to online events as well. Then there's also some marketing tools. So we say, did you know that Hello Essentials team offers you beautifully designed online and print materials for you that you get to brand yourself and grow your team? And we can also assist with business cards, brochures, event flyers, and creating your own personal web page, which Lorianne will actually talk about next.
Yes. So what's so neat is, and they actually have some of the, oh, didn't click? There we go. Well, I will share one of the brochures real quick, but like here's an example of one of them. These are beautiful. And there's a thing called the shoppery, and you can order them. So it's not about like retaining all the information in your head. It's about, hey, I really like this, here, check it out, and handing it or popping it in the mail, or sending a digital version. So you don't have to know everything.
Perfect. And then we'll talk about the webpage in a second. So here is an idea of the income disclosure statement. So just know that this is based on averages. You can see on the far left, those are all of the ranks. So any person who purchases a starter kit starts out as a distributor. So that is how we all start. And the beauty of this business is you don't have to do anything different other than you just got a starter kit and you actually now were given a wholesale account. So you're ready to go. There's no difference. The other cool thing to know about that is distributors, how we all start out. This is also based upon, if you take a look at, the percentage there of all distributors, that's 89.6%. That is taking into account any person who has purchased a starter kit. So whether they're doing the business or not. So that's pretty cool that, it's taking that into account. So just to show you, this is kind of an annual income. The highest that just a distributor, this is someone who's not even fully committed to the business, they're making $873 a month. Then you have a person who hits the rank of star. You hit these ranks by structuring your organization, and your organization means the people that you are enrolling. So you get to structure the organization in a strategic way, which we will teach you and show you to maximize the profits that you can make. So if you take a look at star, the average there is, 2,647. Sorry, that's the highest. But if you look there, it's 251. But we should talk about the months to it. Oh, okay. I see what this is saying. Sorry, I've seen so many different images like this, and this one is actually a new one. I'm used to following the thing of.
And you were doing one on South Africa just like a day or so ago. So
exactly, and South Africa's numbers are all very different, of course. So anyway, if you take a look, here's a good example: silver, which is a rank that most people can actually quit their day jobs. This is the highest that you would get paid, as an example, in a year is 230,000. The lowest would be, 241. The average is pretty darn accurate. That's 16,000, in a year. And by the way, these numbers they're not like, it's hard to get an average, because the way that Young Living actually calculates this is that if one person hits silver one time in a month, in a 12-month period, they are actually counted as a silver. And then whatever money they made for that month, it gets averaged over the year, even if they were at a lower rank prior to that. So it's not the best average. Most people will look at this who are doing this business and say that they are earning far more than the average amounts there, by the way. So yeah, that's just, just a rough idea of the income disclosure.
It's always better to underpromise and overdeliver.
True, yes. Okay, so here's some terminology that's important to know. So PV is basically Young Living's currency, if you will, much like you go to a casino and you cash in your actual dollars and you get chips. PV is Young Living's currency. So it means personal volume or product value, same thing. So product value would be, as an example, One Heart. This is actually a good example, because this essential oil, which is one of the newest ones, a huge chunk goes to charity. So the dollar amount is about $40 and the PV amount is less. It's about 25 PV. That is because the value of it, you're actually spending less dollars and they're giving some away. So anyway, most of our things are 1 PV equals $1. But every now and again, you have something like a diffuser where it's higher dollar amount and it's a little lower PV. And of course, the starter kit, which was $165, is only 100 PV because it's already bundled and discounted. So I hope that makes sense. This is also what you personally buy. So for example, if I spent, $101 and it was equal PV, I've got now 101 PV, and I actually am now qualifying for a full paycheck. That means having access to unilevel commissions, not only starter kit bonuses. So just to make that clear for a second, if I purchase a starter kit this month and I share with 3 friends, I'm going to make $150 because I'm making $50 per person that I'm sharing a starter kit with, and I have put in my amount that I needed to for the month. So next month, if I'm only looking to earn starter kit bonuses, I only actually need to put in 50 PV and be on essential rewards. Then I can get a starter kit bonus. But if I'm going to commit to the business and actually do one bigger jump, then I'm jumping up to 100 PV. And the most amazing thing with our compensation plan is it never, ever, ever goes more than 100 PV. So even when you hit the rank of Royal Crown Diamond, and at that point are earning $100,000 a month, and no, I'm not thumb sucking that amount, that is true. So when you are earning that much, the minimum that you needed to put in remains 100 PV, meaning $100. And again, you're still getting product for that. It's not just money. It's not just a random exchange. Okay, so ER stands for Essential Rewards. In other words, Young Living's loyalty program. We kind of call it our customizable wellness boxes. So they are optional and they come with a lot of perks. And the main perks are you get cheaper shipping, you get points back every month that you order. So let's just say that this month I ordered 100 PV on the nose. For the first 3 months, I earn back 10% because I've just started. So that means I've now accumulated 10 store credit points. And then later I get to redeem these points for free. So I just pay for shipping. So that's another little like store, like an account, basically a storage of points that you're getting back every time you're spending. Other little cool things with ER is that you're getting a loyalty gift, and you get those on months 3, 6, 9, and 12. They come automatically in your package. And then the final thing with Essential Rewards, gosh, I'm like totally forgetting what it is, but I know that there's like 4 perks to it. It'll come to me, but there's a lot of benefit. And the cool thing is it's free to join it, and it's totally fine to cancel it. No biggie. We just tell people before you cancel it, use the points that you've accrued because it's free. So OGV stands for Overall Group Volume. That means that whatever you have put in for the month, plus whatever any person that you have introduced to Young Living, meaning your organization, these are all the people that are quote unquote under you, but I prefer to say your team, because multi-level marketing is not a pyramid scheme, meaning any person that I enroll or have within my organization has the capability of outranking me or out-earning me. So that breaks that pyramid idea. It's not correct. And so basically, overall group volume means whatever amount I have put in addition to any person that is within my organization. That then becomes the overall group volume. And then a leg is a business leg. That is someone who's committed to ordering 100 PV per month, and they are on essential rewards. So that is a business leg. Then I rely on them, and they rely on me. It's a mutually beneficial relationship, and I would strategically place people under them. So I'm benefiting them, and they're helping me too. Okay. So this is Young Living's compensation plan. It's definitely one of the most generous compensation plans in as far as multi-level marketing companies go. And the important thing that I want to show you here is that, again, this is a great illustration of if you just put in your 50 and you are just hoping to get starter kit bonuses from people, that is fine, but you will never be able to rank and develop and grow as you go. So you'll be limited to that essentially. When you start putting in 100, you are now opening up the option to rank up. So to give you guys an example and to put things in perspective, I am actually at the rank of platinum. So I put in my 100 per month, and here's some requirements and things that I have to, not that I have to, but that I do achieve, and therefore it opens up certain commission levels. So you can see that my OGV needs to be at 100,000. That's a rough idea of how much money I'm actually bringing into Young Living, because that is in sales from other people, okay? Then my PGV is personal group volume. That is amounts that exist outside of my business legs. And again, if this is sounding like too advanced, don't worry. For me, this only clicked and made sense when I actually saw an organization and understood how I was structuring things. Okay, then the other one is saying that I need to have 4 legs that are each at, is that correct? Okay, it's so hard to see. Yeah, it's 4, I should know this by heart anyway. But it's 4 legs that are each at 15,000. Is that correct? No, it's
I think it's actually a beautiful example and lesson is that you don't have to completely understand this to
exactly.
I think that's actually encouraging for me. Takes the pressure off. Less things I need to know.
That is true. See, here I am sitting telling you that I've been doing this for 3.5 years. All I can tell you is that the money is real and helping people is very fulfilling. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. It matters so much more to me than the dollars and cents. But the cool thing is it's a very, very generous payout as well. And we like to say that what you earn is directly proportionate to the amount of time and effort that you put in. Not in a negative way, actually in a very positive way, because we definitely have a lot of people who do this as their side hustle. So they already are doing a full-time job like Lorianne, and they're doing this on the side because they enjoy it. I know an attorney who does this business because she loves this, and she said, a 401k is like, I mean, what the heck is that? This is a much better retirement package for me and my family. So it's pretty awesome, and that is her motivation for doing this business, because she does not need the extra money. Her motivation is, this is a nice savings and a lump sum that I can access later on, so I just save it all, and it's something I can gift to my children, and I get to help people. So that's her motivation. We all have our why. Anyway, it is 4 legs. Is it 6,000 or 8,000? I'm seriously trying to remember. It's 8,000. That's what it is. Thank you. So it's 4 legs at 8,000, meaning I need to have 4 committed people to the business, putting in 100 PV each. And then each one of those legs that I have need to have an OGV, as in overall group volume, of 8,000. Then I hit the rank of platinum. And what that does is it opens up all of these levels of commissions to me. So any person on my level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I received that amount of commission. But the most important thing to remember here is we get something called generations. And that truly is the huge payout within a paycheck, meaning as you're working your business and working with other people, when they hit silver, that is where you are now getting a whole generation. So you're going to be earning 2.5% on your silver, and then any other person that becomes silver, you also earn in addition, 3% of their entire organization, and that adds up quickly. The other cool thing is we have something called the silver bound bonus, and that's on the far left-hand side. If you see, every one of you are eligible to receive that. So any person who is getting started, this is amazing. If you hit these ranks within a certain time frame and you structure things accordingly, which is the best way to structure, and it's the way that we actually teach, you are eligible to hit those milestones or those ranks in a certain time frame. You will get additional bonuses. Those are in addition to your paycheck. So that's pretty cool. That's about all I'll share on this comp plan.
Awesome. Thank you. So this was the website that she had referenced, and we just had it at the end because we just wanted to say that, as Jade mentioned, there's no boundaries. The business, the oils, the health and wellness, everybody can benefit from that, either health, emotional, mental, spiritual, or financially and in abundance. So we wanted to show you this, and the website's so neat is that it actually adds you to the map with the global map of all the Hello Essentials oilers, and you can visit that on her site, and then you can also actually have your own landing page, which is so neat if you choose, and it can have a little bit bio about you and your link and a link to your site. So it's really nice because you feel a part of a community and you feel a part of something that's bigger than you are, and a part of I've said that ripple word a lot, but it's really, truly, we all want to have a legacy or be remembered for something, bigger. And I think this map and this website just represents that. When you look at it and you look at all the dots, you just think, wow, these oils are in a lot of houses and helping a lot of people.
Yeah, and by the way, that is $30 a year. It's an annual thing to have a web page. Yeah, so it's optional, but it's all built out for you, which is quite nice.
It's cheaper than DreamHost and GoDaddy and all the things that I've done for my own businesses outside of this. So yeah. So the starter kit. So this is what we had talked about. This is what you would be getting, where I said, at the very worst, I was going to end up with, a sleeping child and all the things. So it comes with 12 essential oils now. They're listed here. You also get a diffuser. You can choose the Desert Mist or the Dewdrop, which I think the Dewdrop is behind Jade. You get these really cool Thieves sachets, which are great. I actually mailed some Thieves to a couple of friends with just a little note saying, hey, thinking of you. And they wrote me an email saying, hey, sorry, I was too busy to respond to say thank you. I was sniffing my sanitizer from the scent of Thieves. So just little ways to spread joy. The box is already designed. The kit's designed for you to just share it and spread joy, essentially. And then it does come with some Ningxia Red. And then, of course, you get a whole website. I mean, you get your own client website, which is really neat. Jade, do you want to share anything else on that note?
Just that these are seriously the most popular and versatile oils. I mean, I love this kit. I've actually bought it 2 times just because of the value. So you don't have to, but I have. And I've used and loved every single one. And still, most of those are on my, I would say every month, but they do last a while. So, they're on my frequent ordering list, basically, for Essential Rewards. Yeah, that's it that I want to share on that. This is a cute picture of, our community. We did a fun little thing that just says we are not Copaiba, which, that's an oil, with this lockdown. That's in South Africa. So quarantine there is called a lockdown. What the frankincense, but home has become our haven, and so they have an oil there called Haven. So anyway, just an idea of, we threw out a fun idea, and it's such a fun community. Everyone works together. I could look at each one of these women on this page, and this is a fraction of the people that I've come to know and love, and tell you quite a lot about each one. I know them all very well, and they really are my oily family, which I love.
Yeah, in a time of isolation, I feel like being the theme of 2020, it takes the isolation out of 2020. You just feel so connected and, like I said, boundless. So resources for you. The Facebook that we have is both one that is essentially speaking, and that is a smaller, more intimate one with Jade's organization and team. And then above that, we grow bigger into our bubble of Hello Essentials all over the globe as well. And that's up to like 30,000. It may even be up to like 35,000 by now because it's growing so fast of just people using the oils and loving them. Some also sharing them. WhatsApp, Jade already spoke to this a bit, but we have a thread. There's more, and in Hello Essentials essentially speaking, to just keep you in the loop, tell you about the classes, tell you about fun recipes, and just keep you fun and having information on how to use your oils and how to do something different and new and expand your experience. And then Instagram. I love watching Jade and her Instagrams in general because they always make me laugh and they always teach me something. And so and they're pretty.